The summer of 2026 arrives heavy with expectation. For the first time, the World Cup spreads across 3 nations. Stadiums rising under the scorching sun of Mexico, the vast skies of the United States, and the northern winds of Canada. Yet despite all the newness, all the expansion, all the spectacle, the world waits for something older, something deeper, something almost spiritual. Messi and Ronaldo, rivalry incarnate, the twin stars of a football generation nearing its final sunset. For 2 decades, they have pulled the sport in opposite directions, shaping careers, headlines, debates, and childhood dreams. They have turned ordinary nights into epic memories, and ordinary fans into lifelong believers. But now the years have carved wrinkles into their faces, slowed their steps, and softened the explosive power they once carried like lightning in their bones. Yet somehow, standing on the brink of the 2026 World Cup, they remain here, present, relevant, dangerous. What makes their presence so breathtaking is not just longevity, but defiance. Messi will be 39, moving more carefully, but still seeing spaces where no one else sees them. Ronaldo will be 41, a warrior with a sculpted confidence, still capable of rising above defenders like a statue, detaching itself from gravity. They have survived every prediction of their decline. They have outlasted generations of challengers. They remain symbols of perfection that refuses to fade. There is a quiet understanding in the air. This World Cup is their last, the 6th for each of them. No one in history has ever walked onto that stage 6 times before. It is a record built not on luck, but on sacrifice, years of discipline, diets, training, reinvention, and a refusal to let age dictate when their final chapter should be written. The world clings to the possibility of one last duel, not because it demands a final verdict on who is greater, but because life rarely offers closure. Most stories fade without ceremony, without a final moment that makes sense. But here, for once, destiny gives us a chance to witness 2 icons close their story together, under the same sky, in the same tournament, maybe even in the same match. Messi enters with the weight of memory. 4 years earlier, he lifted the trophy that had escaped him for so long. That night was not just a win. It was a completion, a healing of every past heartbreak. Now he returns not chasing glory, but protecting a legacy. He knows he has nothing left to prove, yet the fear of falling short again lingers. Greatness is a crown, but also a burden. Every touch of the ball brings expectation. Every missed pass invites questions whispered by fans, shouted by critics, and carried by his own doubts. Ronaldo arrives with a different fire. For him, the World Cup remains the one mountain he never climbed. He has conquered leagues, records, trophies. His name echoes in the halls of clubs around the world. But the golden trophy has always slipped just beyond his fingertips. Now, in 2026, he returns older, wiser, hungrier. The dream is no longer just ambition. It is a calling. He wants history to remember him not only as a champion of clubs, but as a king of nations. Their nations feel it too. Argentina protects Messi like a national treasure. Portugal carries Ronaldo like a national banner. Every song sung in the stadiums, every flag waved in the stands, carries the undertone of goodbye. But what makes their presence more magical is not the rivalry. It is the humanity beneath it. For years they were painted as opposites. Messi, the quiet artist, Ronaldo, the relentless warrior. Messi, the humble genius, Ronaldo, the roaring perfectionist. Yet as they age, we see the truth. Messi's humility hides a ruthless competitor. Ronaldo's glare masks vulnerability and pride built from hardship. They have always been more alike than the world wanted to believe. Obsessed with improvement, desperate to win, carrying their nations on shoulders that should have collapsed long ago. Each is driven by the same fear of time, the same desire to leave something behind that outlasts them. The 2026 World Cup tests them in ways they've never faced before. Their bodies demand rest. The tournament demands intensity. Their minds hold oceans of experience. The world demands moments of magic. Their teammates look to them not for speed or explosiveness, but for leadership, calm, and one last spark of their former brilliance. There is a quiet poetry in imagining them walking onto the pitch. Messi, with his low center of gravity, scanning the field with that eternal calmness. Ronaldo with his chest lifted, focusing his will like an arrow, drawn back for release. They carry not only their legacies, but the memories of a million arguments fought in schoolyards, living rooms, WhatsApp chats, cafes, and stadium seats. For years, fans have defended one and doubted the other. But now, as they near the end, something has changed. People cheer for both, because they know they won't see their like again. And imagine, just imagine, the two nations meeting in a knockout match, or fate itself offering the impossible. A final between Argentina and Portugal, a match that would transcend football and enter the realm of myth. Messi weaving through defenders, Ronaldo rising for a last explosive header. The crowd torn between awe and disbelief. The world holding its breath as two careers, two stories, two lives built from talent and struggle and destiny collide for one final time. But whether they meet or not, whether one wins or both fall early, the true victory is already written. Their presence in the 2026 World Cup is not about proving who is better. It is about celebrating what they gave us. The joy, the magic, the rivalries, the impossible goals, the unforgettable moments. The reason millions fell in love with football in the first place. Because one day the stadiums will light up without them. Children will hear stories instead of seeing them live. Highlight videos will replace fresh memories. And fans will whisper, "You should have seen Messi. You should have seen Ronaldo." But in 2026, before the curtain finally falls, the world gets one last chance to witness the twilight of two giants walking together into football eternity.